I think it's worse because there's no music and it's so echoey, so I feel like I'm held puffed, but it's like, sounds more anticipated. I'm actually not that unfit, but I am. Excuses. I'm here with the big dog and we're gonna hit some shoulders and arms in Mitch's elite home gym. And we're gonna run through some tips that I wish I knew before I first started training. So if you're a beginner or you're still fairly new to the gym and you're looking to put on as much muscle as possible, this is gonna be valuable, hopefully.
Let's do it.
Boom. And by the way, Mitch has been training for like 23 years. And as you can tell, he's way smaller than me and way less tan, so enjoy. Yeah, a few dirty reps in there, you got it.
Oh man, they're bloody cooked now.
Yeah, they're good, eh? Can't go wrong normal lateral raises, hey? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I actually hate them.
Do ya?
I don't love the feeling of them, but in terms of shoulder exercises to get that side profile and roundness, they're unavoidable.
Can't beat it.
My main concern is that I'm puffed after doing it.
Oh, you're saying that? I'm fucking puffed holding the camera. Yeah, we're not getting heaps of good reps at this way.
That's all right, mate. You just get what you get. Form's still looking good from my end, mate. Get it, mate.
Oh, bit ugly now.
That's all right. They can get ugly at the end, not at the start.
That's heavy.
Well, they reckon the only place you should fail in life is in the gym.
Mate, I'm failing in all places in life, hey? Mate, before you do the set.
Oh yeah.
I've got you holding the weight.
Yeah, yep.
So what do you think's the biggest beginner mistake? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
First thing that comes to mind, and I see it happen all the time, is people get too focused on how much weight they're actually lifting.
Yeah.
And I think more so guys get caught up with this, walking in the gym, want to pick up as much weight as they can, be the strongest bloke in the gym. That can be the biggest downfall to somebody progressing because they're forgetting about exercise form, technique, putting tension on the muscle. And I see it happen all too often. So if you walk into the gym, drop the weight a little bit, focus more on the form.
Nail the form.
And understand that you're going to be training for a lifetime. So don't get too caught up trying to be the strongest person straight away.
Yeah.
Start lighter. Focus on your form. I've been training for 23 years. There's people lifting way more than me, but they haven't necessarily got as much muscle. So form and the weight you choose goes a long way.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, last set, eh?
Oh yeah.
Now, I just want to quickly point out something that's very, very obvious here is like, the only reason that Mitch looks bigger than me is just because of the tan, all right?
It's the tan.
That's all it is.
I knew you were coming, so I got a few days in the sun, mate.
It's nothing to do with the extra 12 kilos of muscle he has, but... All right, so I'm a noob. I'm going into the gym. I'm like, all right, maybe I want to look like Mitch, or I want to build some solid muscle. I want to look good. And you're like, all right, cool. I'm working on my form. My technique's good. What's the next thing I should be focusing on if I want to build as much muscle as I can in the gym in the time period I have?
Consistency.
Yeah.
You've got to have really good consistency, and you have to back it up with good nutrition as well.
Okay. So let's say I'm a young dude or female, and I'm whatever. I'm training 4 days a week. I'm super consistent. My form is good now. Next step would be nutrition.
I wouldn't even say next step is nutrition, but understand that it is as utmost important as well.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you're not getting enough protein, you're not going to get your muscular development. You're not going to have as good recovery as possible. So what you do in the gym, hands down, is important. But if you're not grouping that with good nutrition, you're not going to get the best potential that you could get.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, and while I do this set, because I like to break things down super simple. Wouldn't necessarily say it was a mistake, but I was super obsessed with everything. That led me down to doing coaching stuff, which was great. But I probably put too much emphasis on all these tiny little things that yields like very minimal return, where I probably didn't put enough focus on the big rocks, like the good sleep, good nutrition, good proper training, good form. So I'm in the gym now 4 days a week. My form's good. I'm like, okay, I know I need to have good nutrition. What's the next step for the nutrition? What should I focus on first? I should focus on protein. How much protein should I eat? Should I count my calories?
It all depends. Like, I would say absolutely you've got to be hitting your protein target at a minimum.
How much are we talking?
Look, I recommend if you're wanting to put on some good, decent muscle.
Well, I die with this set.
I'm happy to push for like 2 grams per kilo.
Yeah, me too.
1.5 to 2 grams, somewhere in there, you're going to hit some amazing results. And of course, the best way to achieve absolute guaranteed results is to track your calories.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be forever, but it's like training wheels. If you track your calories, you're not guessing.
Yeah.
You're actually going to push yourself into certain results.
100%.
People guess for a long time. They put in all of this time and effort. They don't yield a result. They think they're failing, whereas they just didn't dot their I's and cross their T's. And it's something that you and I have done it our whole lives.
Still do it, yeah.
That's right.
Would you track calories or follow a meal plan? What's better?
Okay, for me, if I was going back in time, I don't think people like us were really available back in the day, 20 plus years ago. I'd follow a meal plan personally. Yeah. And I'm not just saying that because that's obviously what we do. It just takes the guesswork out of it for you, and it allows you to start getting results straight away. And you learn as you follow a meal plan how to track your macros and calories anyway, because you just dive straight into it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the best analogy, I stole this from you, was the tracing paper analogy.
Tracing paper.
A lot of people hate meal plans, and I can understand why. When I first started, I just tracked my macros freely. But what I've learned over the last few years, we coach a lot of people, busy people, is actually, but the older you get, the more responsibilities. If you work more hectic, you've got a rent or mortgage, you've got to pay,
kids.
You've got kids, maybe you've got dogs. It's like, it actually, even with me now, I'm like, I'd rather just build a meal plan at the start of the week and just go boom, follow it. And I just follow it for as long as I can until I get bored. I'm like, all right, I'll just swap this sauce out, I'll swap this dinner, I'm good to go, and keep going. And then you don't have to think about like, tracking calories, shit. I'm not sure if I'm more worried about that or me being out of breath from ladder raises.
I'm the same, but just back onto keeping things like simple and following a plan. One other piece of advice I think for beginners or even people who have been training for years on end and haven't really achieved the results they want to. Good results don't come from complexities. It comes from keeping things really simple. Yeah. So repeating the same boring exercises over and over again, it allows you to like perfect your craft and get better. Following the same nutrient dense high protein meals over and over and over again, it allows you to achieve results without too many variables. So the more simple you keep it, the better your results are going to be.
100%.
And we've done the same thing our whole lives. Simple. If somebody gave me something that was too complex, I'm not going to do it.
Nah.
I'm just not. That's me.
Yeah, same. Yeah, simple's way easier.
Simplicity.
Yeah. I don't even know if I said the analogy, but it's the tracing paper analogy.
It is.
I started saying I stole this analogy from you. I didn't even fucking tell them what it was.
No.
The tracing paper analogy is based like a meal plan is like a tracing paper. And I think like, you know, when you're in school and if they just say, here, draw a dinosaur, it's probably going to look like a spud light potato with legs. Yep. But if they give you tracing paper and a picture of a dinosaur and they say, okay, use this, it will look much more like a dinosaur. So if you've never ever tracked calories before and you're like, I want results now, start with a meal plan, learn heaps about nutrition, calories, protein, macros, follow it, you'll see the progress and results, and then start to slowly taper off the meal plan. And then you'll be like looking at a meal when you're like, oh, it's probably got 40 grams protein, maybe 600 calories. If I take away the sauce, maybe 500 calories, and then you'll know.
If you stick to a meal plan for 3 months, you don't have to track calories or macros afterwards because it's not something, you don't have to walk around with your scales and weigh everything. You just have to have that period where you get into it, follow a program, and then you're set for life. It's just, it's a skill.
Yeah, I agree, it is a skill. Should we hit some shoulder press?
Let's do some shoulder press, mate.
Nice.
Oh man, felt that.
So next question, exercise selection.
Exercise selection?
Yeah, so when you're looking to pick exercise, so back to that same example, my nutrition's good, I'm now following a plan or I'm at least hitting my protein target. I'm hitting weights 4 times a week, my form's good, I'm consistent. What exercises do I do?
Man, I could answer this in such a long format, but I'll try and keep it short. There's going to be people who say this exercise is the best or that exercise is the best. Let's just say, for example, you hear that a barbell row is a fantastic exercise, but you don't particularly feel a connection with it for whatever reason. You could go and do a T-bar row. If you don't enjoy the feeling of a squat, you could move on to a leg press. But what I will say is don't get too caught up just with isolation movements. If your objective is to build muscle, good, clean, lean muscle, you do want to make your primary focus the compound movements that you do. Got to be a huge portion of your program.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And I think that what you're saying before as well, like I would add to that, what I look for in a good exercise is a few boxes. Like, can you get a good stretch on the exercise?
Yep.
If you can, I'm like, okay, tick. Can you stabilize? If we're talking purely like muscle growth, like my goal is to build as much muscle as possible, can you get stable on the exercise? So for example, T-bar row, great exercise for the back because you're nice and stable. You don't have to worry about your core giving out before your upper back or your lower back taking over. You can just nail your mid to upper back. And then is it easy to progress and overload on it?
Yep.
So of course, again, like T-bar row, great example because you can get a big stretch through your back, nice and stable, so you don't have to worry about your lower back giving out before your upper back.
Agree.
You can easily just add weight to the machine, or you can just increase the reps.
Yeah.
So like ticks all three, and you get big stretch. So you get ticks all three boxes.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah. Whatever exercises you're feeling a connection with.
Yeah.
And that's
of course.
That's a really good point that you bring up. Make sure the exercises that you're choosing, you're feeling a nice full stretch, or the muscle is completely lengthened out, followed by a good contraction of a muscle, because that basically is what fuels muscle growth.
It's getting through the full range of motion.
Full range of motion, stretch, contraction. An example might be if you're loading the leg press up too much and you're only coming down halfway. Again, this comes back to in the beginning stage, too many people using too much weight. Drop the weight, make sure you're coming all the way down, as much stretch as you can get on every exercise. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Nail the form.
Nail the form.
I don't know if that helps to pick exercises, but hopefully it does.
Yeah.
I would look at those three check boxes.
It goes by feel.
Yeah, and just play around with a few.
Don't be afraid to play around for a little bit.
And what I would say is, if you do an exercise and for whatever reason it just feels shit, or you just hate it.
Yeah.
You don't need to do it, and that's something that took me way too long to figure out. I was like, I used to think you have to do barbell squats and you have to do deadlifts to build legs or what. I'm like, you fucking don't.
You don't.
And now I'm smarter. I'm actually like, they're actually probably not the best. There's better options, and stuff like. So I hate barbell rows. And would rather not train.
Well, and that's it. If you look at your workout program and you don't enjoy the exercises you're performing, the longevity and the duration of which you're going to be able to train, you're going to throw the towel in because you're not looking forward to it.
Yeah, 100%. So there's a few things a few boxes you can kind of look at.
Hope that helped a little bit. Get it, mate. Sweet.
Oh, fuck.
How'd that feel, mate?
Feels alright for not doing it in a long time, eh? We're going like six to eight, hey?
I honestly think it's the best rep range, hey?
Yeah, especially for compounds. I love it, eh?
It just gives you the best of everything. Dude, I only do 2 sets anyway.
Of the heavy stuff? Yeah, I usually do 2.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, I agree. 2 of the heavy, 3 of the isolation.
Yeah.
Either that or I'm just a lazy fuck. Alright, so we're starting to put the pieces together here for, we've got a few tips going, but I want to get way more like tactical for the people. So we've got some good structure. How many times per week should they be hitting each muscle group? They're training 4 times, consistent, form's good. Then now they're starting to, okay, my form's good, I'm going to start to add some more weight to the bar. I know how to choose a good exercise. How many times a week should I train each muscle?
How many times, like each muscle group, each week?
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a grey area, in my opinion.
You reckon?
A little bit.
See, I'm super like, to me, it's black and white.
What's your go-to?
Mine's minimum once a week.
Yeah.
But if you're training 4 times and you're like, my goal is to build as much muscle as possible, I'd be trying to hit every muscle group twice a week.
Yeah.
Or at least 80% of your muscle groups twice a week. If you've got a few where you're like, I don't have this, but if you're like, you know what, I'm sweet with my arms, I want to build more size on my legs or my chest, then at least those ones, I want to bring these up and make sure you hit them twice a week. What do you reckon?
I would personally say that it all depends on how long you've been training, etc. So in your first initial stages of training, let's say the first year or so, you may find that hitting them 1 muscle group each week is enough for good development and also an adequate time to recover. As time goes on and you get a little bit more experienced, I would say that you then want to start looking at ideally trying to hit it 2 times a week. But then looking at things strategically. So for example, if you're looking at training your legs 2 times a week, I'd be doing an anterior, so hitting your quads, like a quad focus session, and then I'd be hitting my next leg session, which would be more hamstring and glute based stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So making sure that you're getting that good rotation
Yeah,
symmetry and development of each muscle.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. See, this is where everyone's like so different, because I 100% agree with all that. Like what Mitch has been training for, what, like 20 something? 23 years. I've been training from like just over 12, 13, 14, something like that. But again, this is why you can do different cycles of programs, right? So you could do that style of legs. So, okay, one day I'm going to smash quads, maybe calves.
Yep.
The next leg session, 3 days later, I'm going to hit hammies and glutes.
Yep.
I did that, loved it. Now I'm more at the point of like, I would rather hit like one quad, one hammy, maybe a calf.
Yep.
And then the next days, not the next day, but the next leg session in the same week, same thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I just hammer my quads with like 2 or 3, they're just fucked.
Yeah. I think there's a time and place for everything, but ultimately it's just ensuring that yes, I am getting enough volume per muscle and I am providing
That's the main thing, volume per week per muscle, right?
I am providing it with enough intensity.
You
could do 20 sets on a muscle each week, but if your intensity and your intent and your technique isn't there, you're not going to get any development. Whereas somebody who's a little bit more clued on and they're training with good volume and good intensity, they can do far less and get a better result. I would say that there's guidelines that you should follow,
but you don't need to be perfect.
You can play around with it. Hope I answered your question then, mate.
Perfect.
I gotcha.
Love it.
Should I do a set?
Yeah, let's do it.
And for everybody playing at home, just while I'm doing this exercise, which I was saying to Alex, the incline dumbbell curl, it's one of my favorite exercises because it forces the bicep straight away into a very stretched position. And as we spoke about before, one of the biggest key factors for muscle growth is making sure that you get a good stretch and a good contraction.
Yeah. And he's stable. So it's very easy. My head's probably dropped off, but as you can see, Mitch is super stable, so he can lock his shoulders in nicely. He doesn't have to worry about anything. All he's doing is flexing from the elbow, curling, growing those big fuck off biceps, and that's it. And also, it's super easy to overload, right? You just go up in dumbbell, or with this, because if the weight in dumbbells is too big, you just increase the reps.
Yeah, that's
right. You
right.
can just go, okay, now I can hit 8 reps with 15 kegs. Now I'm gonna go 9 reps, 10 reps, 11 reps, 12 reps, 13. I could probably go up in weight now and then repeat that cycle.
You know, one of the biggest things I get with that exercise too is like my blood circulation cuts off.
Oh, yeah.
Just like I get pins and needles in my hands.
From your shoulders?
Just from all of it.
Yeah, right.
That's the angle, mate.
When your arms are this small and you're this pasty, doesn't matter what angle you got.
Got those bright lights in here too, mate.
You can't help it. You got the strong down lights. Guys, in all seriousness, I love pulling the piss out of myself. It's the best, but like genetics is the biggest factor in determining like how you will look. Of course, you got to do all this shit we were just talking about, nutrition, all that shit, blah, blah. Yeah, Alex, I get it, shut up. But you can't change your genetics. So one thing like what Mitch was saying, just try, it was so much easier said than done, but just try not to look at other people and be like, fuck, I want to look like so-and-so. Because like if I could sit here all day, like I want to look like Mitch, it's like, it's just not going to happen. You just do some curls and just shut up and get on with it, don't you?
Just procrastinating to do your set.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is the real question that I want to know, okay? So mate, how come I'm only that big and you're fucking that big? That's what I want to know. Tell the people, what's a realistic expectation for beginners in terms of muscle growth?
You got to think long term. You are going to see some amazing results in your first 1 to 5 years.
I would argue the best results you'll ever get.
Yeah.
The fastest growth.
Yep. It's a completely new stimulus to your body. If you've never eaten correctly, if you've never lifted weights, your body's going to respond really quickly, which is very exciting, but you'll come to a point where things slow down a little bit. So then your results begin to get a lot slower because your body's just used to it now. You then have to look at a few things.
Steroids.
Well, a lot of people do that. You've got to think, am I enjoying training? Yes. So this is going to be something that I just continue doing anyway. Think of your physical and mental longevity. And one other thing that I would say is, and this happens with a lot of people, particularly when you first start at the gym, is you look around and you start seeing all these other physiques and you start judging yourself towards others. I strongly recommend, and this is easier said than done, but please don't do that because you can sell yourself short. Every single one of us have got our different strengths, and different genetics as well. So you can be inspired by somebody's work ethic, you can be inspired by somebody's physique, absolutely. But when it comes to your own goals, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Just to give you an example, I've been lifting weights now since I was 13 years old. I'm 36 now. So it's just been a nice, steady progression over time. And the physique that I've built over that time is just the result of doing something that I genuinely enjoy. So make sure that you enjoy it, be the best version of yourself, and think long term.
I got a better solution than what I do, right? Because genetics play the biggest role. So I could live in the sun and I'll just get cancer and go red and I'll never have that tan. So what I do, guys, this is the key, right? This is the key. You just bag your parents out. That's it. Why'd you give me these shit genetics?
Blame your parents too. That's easier, absolutely. I think I'm gonna go hammer curls for this last one.
Oh yeah?
Just for a little bit, yeah. And again, for those of you who are playing at home, spinning your hands around like that, you're gonna be working on the short head of your bicep, all right? Go into that hammer position, long head, all right? So getting a little bit too ahead of ourselves there, but as time goes on, these things are good to know. This is what really builds that side profile of the bicep. Long head bicep, brachioradialis, good forearms. Can't lift as much, but really good for your elbow health as well. See how I'm coming down nice and steady? You don't want to just dump that eccentric rep. Squeeze up, control down, and that's another mistake I see a lot of people doing, is they'll just swing the weights around for the sake of it. Don't just try and complete your reps. You got to hit them with intent.
Yeah. Oh, they're fucked. Yuck. Nice. Alright, so we're supersetting dumbbell skull crushers straight into cable curls. And now Mitch hates supersets, but I love supersets. So the benefit of supersets, honestly, the only benefit is you save time. I 100% agree with Mitch, like he reckons he gets way more out of it if you don't, which I agree, because you can tell I'm already a bit out of breath and I'm going straight into my set, which is probably not ideal. But for me, I don't superset all the time, but here and there, like arm isolation exercises, if it can save me like 10 to 20 minutes of workout across like 3 to 5 workouts a week, I'll take it. So you don't always have to train everything to quote unquote optimal. If you like an exercise better than another one, even though it may not be quote unquote optimal, like it's not a massive deal, hey?
I agree, like supersets, they're great for a pump, they're great for time saving. But if you want to get the most out of each exercise, and you've got the time,
straight sets is better.
Straight sets, in my opinion, are much better.
Would you still hang out with me if I walked around like this?
Absolutely not, mate. Walk around like a Dorito.
This is just how I roll now.
The big guy in the gym.
Do you know what I'm really good at? Like I'm real good at just procrastinating between sets. Hey?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Fuck yeah.
Good tip for beginners is just talk less with your mates in the gym and get the job done.
Don't train with me and you'll be sweet. So mate, speaking of that, how long should people train for?
Hour max.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, in my opinion.
Shit. When I first started, I used to train for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I just
loved it.
Yeah, that's okay if you love it, but there's like diminishing.
You don't need to.
There's diminishing returns.
Oh, it was so overkill.
And like, I think if you're training for 2 hours, how much of that is quality? If you're doing it for the love of it, mental health, cool. But if you're wanting gains, tell you what.
Yeah, hours.
Hour
enough
max.
to get quality sessions in.
Oh, that is all she wrote. Oh, they're not going back up. That's it.
Mate, what have we got here?
Well, mate, no affiliation, but Papa Macros do actually send me a box of food every single week. So thank you very much. I must admit, they are pretty nice, okay? I do cook like 99% of my own meals, but every now and then I do like having a little bit of convenience, I must admit. So thank you, Papas. Appreciate it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is that Zeus's brother? Oi, it's Mini Zeus. We do. So while we were training, the big dog just got delivered a big box of free food.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, this must what it feel like to be an influencer. Fun fact, guys, I've never made a single cent, not a single, and I don't plan to. Not in the near future from any products other than my own business.
Yeah, disclaimer.
No, it's just,
no affiliation, they just send it to me, so
so we're gonna give it a crack.
I feel spoiled.
Low calorie donut.
Low calorie donut.
If I can open it, childproof.
This bloke has been having a shocker.
Useless today, eh?
It's like his first day on earth. He couldn't even close up the tripod.
I'm blaming it on the flights, the no sleep.
Nah, I'm gonna rate this out of 10. Pretty good. Like,
For 125 calories. Oh no, I'd rather Krispy Kreme for 160 or 180, whatever they are.
yeah, if you're looking to
Those,
cut calories, go for it. But if I'm gonna
Not
eat
bad.
it, if I'm gonna eat a donut, I'll just go eat a donut.
Yeah, same.
The real
Same.
deal. And just don't do it every single day.
Yeah, I agree. Mate, we forgot to touch on in training. One of the most common questions I get asked is, if I want to build as much muscle as possible, am I going high reps, lighter weight, or am I going low reps, heavy weight?
You're gonna hate my answer for this one. Grey area.
No, it's a good answer.
I know people who get amazing results from doing like a higher rep range, and I know people who get amazing results from a lower rep range. They each do serve a different purpose. However, if you do want to get stronger, you want that good bone density, ligaments, joint, huge benefit to lifting a heavier weight. You can then use that progressional overload with the heavier weight to then go get a great pump with a heavier weight doing higher reps. So I would recommend that over the duration of your training career or even a training block, experimenting with both higher and lower rep ranges, but sticking to one sort of particular rep range for a good decent period before you make the switch. Don't chop and change too much.
Yeah.
You can even go down the route of, which is my personal favorite, compound movements. I like to keep my rep ranges a little bit lower. For example, a squat, I'm a huge fan of just working around the sort of 6 to 10 rep range. Whereas if I was going to do a leg extension, you can push that to 12, 15, 20. The chances of you getting injured doing really heavy isolation movements is going to increase.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. So my answer would be, you will build muscle anywhere from 5 to 30 reps, as long as the intensity is high enough. And what I mean by intensity is like how close to failure that exercise is. So if you're doing sets of 6, but you've got like 1 rep left in the tank, I feel like it'll be similar results to if you're doing sets of 12 to 15, but 1 rep left in the tank. And I do believe that the studies, that's what they back me up on as well. But I also look at it as a practical approach, like you said. Like, you're probably not gonna do a lateral raise of a 6 rep max. Like something else is going to hurt before your medial delts, side delts hurt. Side of your shoulders, which is where you want it. But bench press, set of 6, perfect. Hack squat, set of 6, perfect. And then there's like the mental side of it too, because like you said, leg extensions, set of 6, yeah, it's fine. But like if you got a slightly dodgy knee, you got some bit of, maybe you want to drop the weight and go 15 to 20 reps. And as long as you train close to failure, you'll still get very, very similar muscle growth benefits for sure.
And you'll find that the longer you train as well, you're going to enjoy specific rep ranges a little bit more. I know that in my early days personally, I really enjoyed doing high rep stuff because I just loved the feeling of a pump and I liked everything to feel blown up. Me now, I don't know if it's because I'm a little bit older and perhaps, I don't want to say I've got less time, but I really enjoy just getting in, focusing on heavier weight, lower reps. I'm more mentally stimulated by that.
Feels like good to get strong too.
Yeah, it feels great to be strong, and being strong as you get older, super important. If someone told me that I had to do squats now for 20 reps, I wouldn't turn up. Whereas back in the day, I would love the challenge.
Yeah, same. That's the thing, you gotta be mentally there, because like Bulgarian split squats, if you're doing more than like 10 reps per leg, like it's gonna be torture. It's gonna be cardio, but that is another thing, that's going a bit too technical, but like if you're not cardiovascularly fit and you're a bit of a beginner, then actually doing high reps, you might actually get out of breath before, like even me, if I was to do high reps, me talking about fit, if I was to do high rep Bulgarians, my lungs would be burning. So would my legs, but maybe my lungs would give out before. Or like squats. Set of 15 to 20 on like a barbell squat is disgusting.
I'm not
that's straight cardio. So a few things to think about there. But anyways, hopefully that was helpful. A few little tips there for you.
Yeah, I would say that the most important thing, enjoy the journey and just have fun with it. If you're having fun with it,
training, be consistent, you'll be sweet.
Yeah, if you're having fun and you're being consistent, you are going to see results.
You're
You're going to do it forever.
You'll be sweet. All right, happy days.
Let's eat some more food.
Let's go to Krispy Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I reckon so too.